Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Warhammer video, where I guess we have news regarding the next possible DLC, or at least confirmation about lack of news. Yeah, I know it sounds a bit strange, but bear with me. So, it seems on Friday there was confirmation from Grace from CA that we won't hear any news on the next Warhammer 2 DLC for at least a couple of months. This was confirmed by Grace from CA on Reddit itself, and I'm assuming by her wording we're not gonna see anything for the last Warhammer 2 DLC until at least June or so, which makes perfect sense. We have to take into account that April seems to be dedicated to Rome Total War Remastered, but that doesn't mean that we're going to be starved for Warhammer news until June, as far as we are still aware, we are due Warhammer free news in May. As of course we have a previous quote from Grace herself which states, "We expect to be able to tell you more about Warhammer 3 in May. Of course, development is always subject to change, so we'll let you know if it changes, but currently that's the plan." We are well enough into the month of April at the moment, and we're getting closer and closer to the month of May, so I'm just making an educated guess here that the month of May is still very much planned for Warhammer 3 news. If things were already subject to change, they would have already stated something by now, I'm assuming. I'm not too sure how this normally works, as I'll be very honest, I don't tend to go on Reddit much. However, if it's the case that we will get Warhammer 3 news in May, then it makes sense that they might want to push back the DLC until June. This is how I think of it. Straight off the release of Rome Total War Remastered, they will want to start generating hype for Total War Warhammer 3 once again, where it's likely that Creative Assembly will start showing off some in-game trailers for some of the races and factions, and maybe even some roster reveals too. This is more or less what happened in regards to Warhammer 2, well, almost 4 years ago. Here's the perfect time to capitalize and start squeezing out a few more pre-orders before they look towards releasing a DLC for Warhammer 2, which we are aware that this DLC is not the pre-order DLC as confirmed by Grace the very same day. Unfortunately, it does look like there's another content drought in effect, which is a bit of a shame. The Twisted and the Twilight released on December 3rd, so it's been a fair amount of time since we've seen anything else. Sure, Rakarth was also released too, but it's one lord. Though as much as I dislike these big content droughts, it might be a good thing if we're actually waiting until June, as that would mean that a fair amount of development time has gone into the next DLC. I am still very much hoping that the next DLC will feature the Beastmen, as of course, that's the race that really needs it the most. It's more or less the same amount of time frame that we had in regards to the Wood Elf DLC, so maybe I'm just trying to think in a positive light. My only hope is that when Warhammer 3 does release, we won't get big droughts such as this. But with all that being said, this is just a small video. I know a large majority of people already are aware about the Reddit post, but I know a lot of others don't check Reddit as often or the forums, so I figured that an update video would probably be best to let those who are not aware to be known. We'll be back tomorrow continuing our Siege Overhaul series. Thank you for watching and have a good day.